Hey guys, Prince of Macedon here. Gonna do a live commentary video for Rome Total War. I am a spectator in this replay. I have not seen the battle yet, so I don't know what happens. Now this is a 31,000 denarii battle, 31k, 3v3. So not my area of expertise, but I do know how to appreciate an entertaining fight. So let's hope this is entertaining as F. So we have 6 units of Praetorian Cav over here. We're going to start on the left flank. This is commanded by Satan of the Brotherhood. The middle is commanded by Mohamed of Titans. The far right wing is commanded by Aurelius, also Brotherhood. So let's go back to this left wing here. So yeah, Satan has 6 units of Praetorian Cav. And I kind of figured the rest of this army is going to be rounded off with urban cohorts. So we've got, what, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 units of urban cohorts. Now let's look at the middle, the center of this team, commanded by Mohamed. He has, I want to say, 6 units of Praetorian Cav as well. How much urban cohorts does he have? Probably the same thing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, he's still deploying. Excuse me. I have a sore throat for some reason. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're at 13. 6, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14 units of urban cohorts. Sorry, I'm really under the weather. Cannot think right now. So Aurelius of Brotherhood has 6 units of Praetorian Cav. Let's see. Oh, his he has this 1 unit here of early legionary cohorts. Oh, sorry, early legionary first cohorts. But the rest are rounded off with urban cohorts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 urban cohorts and 1 early legionary first cohort. I wonder why he chose an early legionary first cohort. Alright, so let's go look at the opposition here. Let's go look at the left wing of SPQR. This is Turbo. Looks like he's going to have all urbans. All urbans, 3 Praetorian Cav. So I figure he's gonna have like 17 units of urban cohorts. The middle is commanded by Lord Crypto. He has 6 units of Praetorian Cav. The rest seem to be urban cohorts, so I guess 14 urban cohorts. And then the right flank is commanded by TR of Brotherhood. So I actually see some archers in this one. There appear to be 2 units of Archer Auxilia. And he's gonna flame some Praetorian Cav, it looks like. Let me look how many Praetorian Cav there are. Looks to be, what, 5? 5 units of Praetorian Cav. So I reckon he has about 15 units of urban cohorts. Wait, 5 plus 2, 7. No, sorry, he has about 13 units of urban cohorts, probably. Again, sorry, I'm a bit under the weather. My throat's really sore, I can barely talk. But I'm always rejuvenated with watching some Rome Total War action. So we'll see what happens here. It looks like this side is adopting a more defensive posture. But you know, in the blink of an eye, you can easily strike out and counterattack, but it just seems to be like the SPQR Brutii side is taking a defensive posture. But we shall see what happens in this fight. This is 31k, so rules are a bit different. I think it's like max 6 cav or something. I don't really know the exact rules. But there is always a big, you know, infantry-centric army in 31k battles, or I guess typically. But the Cav is very important too. Cav can launch these charges that can obliterate a front line, you know, once they're engaged with the enemy troops. So I want to see how this battle plays out. They're getting really close to each other. And Mohamed adopted a loose formation, as did Lord Crypto for the front line, so that they could both throw their Pila, and then the front line takes less damage from the Pila. That's the theory. So things are developing in the center and on this wing. Let's go see how things are on this right wing. We'll call it the right. But depending on which team you're on, it could also be the left. So this Urban's going to charge right into this loose formation cohort unit of Aurelius. He might get the drop on him, catching these guys in loose formation. We'll see what happens. And maybe ending the need for a Pila war. Now, this is interesting. Looks like the Julii, both players have massed their cav into one big blob. And we'll see what they choose to do with this. Oh, the center is getting closer here. Mohamed's pushed up with this unit of tight formation Urbans. I'm not sure what he's planning to do. They're going into Testudo. Very interesting. Testudo is something you don't normally see in a pitch battle. Maybe in a siege battle. But yeah, interesting development here. Turbo wanted to seek the this battle over on this side. All right, so here comes the Julii charge, and this I'm talking about 31k battles. This seems to be a lot more prevalent. You know, infantry getting engaged with each other, and then the enemy launching a cav charge right into the thick of it. You know, right through their own troops into the enemy troops, and that usually, I guess the idea is they can obliterate that front line. Does not seem like a realistic tactic, but in the 31k battles it seems to work. It seems to be a very popular tactic. Now Aurelius is launching all of his cav into this group over here, and while this is going on, there's a huge amount of movement in the center here from TR and Lord Crypto. But the most decisive piece of action is happening on this wing right now. Both cav groups are really going at it on this side. So let's go watch it. But Aurelius is not committing to it. He's going to try to pull back, and he's actually losing a lot of troops right now. As they pull back, they are getting you know, they're taking the charge and not giving it, so it's always better to give than to receive. So it seems like Aurelius did not come off too well with that exchange. Aurelius's troops are all disintegrating right now. So a very successful charge by TR. He brought his cav over to help out Turbo. And Turbo also helped himself too, with his own cav. So yeah, when I always imagine, you know, an ancient battle, you know, watching these big team battles is usually up, you know, it's more close to the scale of what I would imagine it to be, but even then it's not quite the same scale, because ancient battles were huge. Like armies of like 30,000, 50,000. But you know, you also had smaller battles, you know, smaller battles involving smaller armies as well. But it's just awesome to see these giant team battles like this. I don't prefer it, but it's definitely fun to watch. So this is a very interesting piece of development on this other wing now. So after Aurelius lost a lot of his troops, it's like Mohamed has filled in the void with his own cav. And actually, Aurelius has reformed some of his Praetorian cav over here, so he still has a lethal force to be reckoned with in the form of his cav. His infantry force is pretty wrecked, though. He's got, what, 3-4 units of, maybe 6 units of infantry left. But he lost a huge bulk of his infantry already. And here comes that 31k charge from the Cav. It's always interesting to see it because, you know, realistically, let's say this happened in real life, you would charge through your own troops to get to the enemy. Would not work, but in 31k, it does work in this video game. Again, this, you know, it's a video game, of course. So, I guess it's all about timing your Cav charge. Because you saw what happened to Aurelius on the right. He lost pretty much the bulk of his infantry. Again, he's still a force to be reckoned with. But with a carefully timed charge, he did lose a lot of infantry. It's very interesting what's happening right now. So over on this side, they're launching their own countercharge. Previously, Blue was not doing so well, but now they're launching their own attack onto this sector. They wiped out a unit of Urbans here. This seems to be kind of like a yo-yo thing. You know, you throw in your Cav, you pull them back, throw them back in, pull them back. Try to avoid losing your own Cav. Preserve your own infantry. And now, I mean, it's just really hard to say who's winning. I feel like the green-purple side has done a lot to rid the battlefield of, you know, opposition units. Nevertheless, red and blue are still thriving on this battlefield. It's a very thin line right here from red and blue. But now it seems like red has more infantry. It's very interesting. Ooh, look at Aurelius. He's bringing all of his cav around here. They're very dispersed right now, but he's gonna do some cav movement in the back, maybe distract the enemy. And also reposition himself for a charge if he sees the opportunity to do so. Now, based on the positioning, you can see that red is wrapping his infantry around the more constricted green and purple setup of infantry. Ooh, look at that charge from Satan. He's going to wipe out a lot of purple and green infantry in the middle. That was an amazing charge. But on the other hand, purple has countercharged with their own cav, and it's going to spook away the cav of Satan. But look at the damage that was done to purple and also green to a smaller extent. That is a lot of blinking troops. Definitely want to follow up on that success. You know, keep chasing them if you can and make sure they rout off the field and don't come back. That could happen. That was very interesting. For the longest, you know, for a very long time, it looked like purple and green were doing really well. But that charge just obliterated a significant portion of purple and green. Which, by the way, are Mardi Gras colors. Purple, green, and I guess gold. If you know what Mardi Gras is, it's a Louisiana thing. Very fun time. And I am having a fun time right now, too. Watching this epic 31k battle. This replay was sent to me by, or from Satan. That's a pretty cool name, isn't it? Satan. It's menacing, and it's a very well-known name, so a cool, well-known, menacing name. Alright, so Aurelius has launched his cav into Purple's cav here, Lord Crypto's cav, and Aurelius is scoring some revenge from earlier against the enemy troops. Although earlier he was facing more so the forces of Turbo and TR, but I guess revenge can be satisfied in many forms. Oh yeah, but I really think this battle's pretty much over for purple and green. It seemed like a really good comeback, and did not know who was going to win this for the longest time. Because it really did look like purple and green were going to win this fight. But that one charge over on this side, it just turned things. It turned things for red and blue.
And now his men fear us. It is time
and it looks like the enemy opposition is starting to surrender. When I say enemy opposition, I meant purple and green. A very awesome battle. I liked seeing all the movement from both sides. Cav. Because usually when you think, you know, high money battle, big money battle, you think more being an infantry fight. But you can see just how important Cav is, how important it is to charge at the right time, and how important it is to preserve your Cav. That was a very great battle though. I really did enjoy it quite a bit. Oh, look at that. I can look at every army on this side except for blue. That's weird. Anyways, very cool stuff. Thank you, Satan, for sending me this replay. And good game to all the players involved. Everyone played really well.